going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We made it. End of the week. Hope you guys had a great week. I've got a lot of randomness for you guys tonight. Random. I think my longest clip is 15 minutes, and I've got, I don't know, 7 or 8 different clips in this video. So we're going everywhere tonight. All right, let's watch and record, everybody. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Mr. Sheets?
My name's Dick.
Okay, so Mr. Sheets, you're here for arraignment purposes. We're on the record in case number 24-2685SM. You're appearing with Ms. Mistely, the defense attorney available through the Indigent Defense Counsel here to assist you. She has not yet had an opportunity to speak with you. Would you be willing to be placed in a breakout room, a place where you and Ms. Mistely could have a private conversation so that she could go over the issues regarding the arraignment before we continue?
No. It's not my name.
Okay. So the next step in the process, Mr. Sheets, is a pre-trial conference. In this case, the pre-trial conference would be scheduled for September 17th. It's at 9:30 a.m. It's an in-person appearance here at the district court. I am going to grant a court-appointed attorney in this case, so you should be hearing from a court-appointed attorney by the 1st of next week. Sir, if you are interested in being released on bond, you'll need to talk to Ms. Mistely so that she can give me information so that we could place you on a bond. Do you not wish
No,
to be
that's not my
released from
name.
jail? Okay, so you don't wish to be released from jail, is that right?
It's not my name.
Okay, well, I'm going to set your bond in the amount of a $5,000 10% bond. Conditions on the bond are that you may have no threatening, intimidating, harassing, or violent behavior towards any person. You may not use nor possess any weapons of any sort. You'll be respectful of all court employees and care providers during the course of your case. If you were to get mail, would you get it at 222 Cass Street? Okay, for right now then, Mr. Sheets, you are all set.
And is the court just going to indicate that he's in guilt?
And enter a not guilty plea, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, that guy kept saying his name was Dude. I don't know if you could hear that. Like, my name's Dude. My name's Dude. That's not my name. My name's Dude. Yeah, okay, Big Lebowski. Not gonna work for court, man. Not gonna work for court. Like I said, we got a bunch of small clips tonight, so buckle up. Get ready for bouncing back and forth.
Let's call Miss Tracy straight. File 23-6658 up for a docket call, Mr. Gilbert.
Yes, Your Honor. This matter hasn't been resolved. However, my client does not want this set for trial yet, but I do believe it's becoming an older case. So we'll look to the court if you want us to set it for trial or if.
Well, I mean, we can come back on September, the next one I have scheduled is September 10. Why don't we do that?
Your Honor, can I
yeah.
just speak for a moment?
Sure. You may want to double check with your lawyer. If you don't say something he doesn't want you to say.
Oh, no, I'm not. There's a part of the case that is being investigated, is why I don't want to be in separate trial. And there's also a few things that I have issues with if I could set a motion or to get a different attorney.
Okay, I mean, I think
We have. If
kind of
not, then I
addressed
just
that
need
in
to
the
fire him.
past, and not, I mean, what you'd have to do is, as you did before, you filed a written motion and then you withdrew it. You'd have to file another motion
Okay,
and then we'd add it to whatever the docket date that we have. Okay.
okay.
So what I'll do is we'll come back. I mean, I guess what I'll tell you is I'm certainly not going to discourage.
Answer, sir, please. Every
Who's the
time you
same?
open your pie hole, you get it worse trouble. So stay the course, will you?
You think you have to, I mean, and pursuing whatever avenues you want to.
Well, it seems like every time I tried to fire him before, something new came up to where
Okay,
he
but
was,
we don't need to get into that now. It's not noticed up, but I guess what I do want to tell you is I had revoked your bond for failing to appear in a felony case.
yes,
And it's really super rare that I would ever reinstate a bond when a felony failure to appear happens. So pursue whatever avenues you want.
right.
You want to be cautious about doing things that are going to unnecessarily delay your case, because I'm going to have you held in jail because you didn't
Yes.
appear
Yes.
until we either go to jury trial or we resolve the case once.
Well, that's part of the case that's being investigated because my brake lines were cut and that's what caused the accident for me not to show. And there was,
Well, okay, that wouldn't solve the underlying case, right?
well, no, not of the case, but I mean of why I wasn't here. And there was evidence from my court-appointed attorney in Petoskey that was emailed to Mr. Gilbert, proving that I wouldn't be here because I was in a severe accident and in a coma.
Okay. All right.
And I just feel that, ever since then, I've been sitting here almost 9 months, and that's never been brought up to your attention that there was evidence of why I didn't show up to my court case to begin with. And I'm sitting here and I can't even defend myself.
All right, well, what I'll do then, Ms. Straight, is we'll continue it to September 10th at 2:50 in the afternoon.
Okay,
And then if you want to file a motion for substitute counsel, you can do so. We'll schedule it for the same. But I'd encourage you to continue to communicate with Mr. Gilbert and see if you can sort it out, see if you can move forward with it. But certainly do what you think you need to do. We'll see you back on September 10th. But if we don't get things kind of resolved, then you probably need to be scheduling a trial date for these if you don't sit longer than you need to.
so how do I go about finding out about, because my last, on the 23rd is when a detective had came to see me about the other part of the case that's being investigated. How do I go about finding out about that? Because he didn't know nothing about it.
I have no idea about that. The person who's generally the most in the dark about the investigative stages of the case is the judge, and there's reasons for that. So
Okay.
I gather information in the courtroom with people communicating things to me. So I don't know. I don't have the faintest idea, honestly, what it is you're talking about. Those are
Okay.
investigative things that wouldn't be brought to my attention.
Okay,
We'll see you back on September 10th then.
thank you.
Right. And is this Mr. Perkins?
All right, yeah. Fire your attorney. See how well that goes for you. September 10th. That's coming up. September 10th. Brett, thank you so much. Member for 3 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate it. Also, while I'm paused, Nathan, thank you so much for the Venmo earlier today. I appreciate it, man. It was a very generous Venmo. And yeah, hopefully you're listening and hopefully you had a great day. But I appreciate you watching. All right, let's keep going.
We got him. All right, great. Mr. Sutton, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is 242586, 212585, 212584, 212583, 212176, and 212978. The People versus Robert Sutton.
Hey, it's your favorite judge, BSBT. You're right, perfect timing. I watched your debate last night. That wasn't a debate. What even were you guys debating? All that was a conversation back and forth about nothing. I don't know who Fraud or Troll is. I've never seen his channel. I didn't know who he was till last night. But yeah, I didn't understand. I don't know what you guys were debating. But I tried to watch it. It was just rough. All it was him ragging on you for 30 minutes, and then KFAR came up, and then a little bit more of the same. I just didn't understand what the point was. You just threw yourself out there to get ridiculed. I mean, that's all it was. It wasn't a debate about anything.
Morning, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Mr. Sutton. Waive reading of the complaint, stand mute. Mr. Sutton is currently incarcerated at Department of Corrections with an out date of December of 2026. He's going to enter a plea of guilty on 3 offenses that occurred in July 21. That's 212584.
Oh, I will give BSBT shit every day of the week. He knows this. I'm not I'm not a fan of BSBT until he shows up to court. But I still do. I still watch the debate because he invited me. He called me out and asked me if I was coming. It's like, you know what, I'll go watch it. But it was during my stream because it happened at 8 o'clock, so I watched it after my stream, and it was just I don't know. It was just a bunch of nonsense. It was a bunch of nonsense. Um, they didn't debate anything. I thought they would at least, debate frauditors. Wasn't even that. That's what I was looking for. But it was just BSBT being a moron and agreeing to go on stage with people who just ridiculed him. And I just don't understand the point of why you would do that, BSBT. I just don't get it. Wasn't a smart move on your part. While I'm paused, Robert from Germany, thank you so much for the 7 months. I appreciate it. That is awesome. 7 months. That is awesome. And Wixom for the 2 months. Thank you, buddy. Thank you both. Thank you both. I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going.
4, 8, 5, and 8, 6. Going to plead guilty to the charge of larceny. Prosecutor agreed to dismiss all the other charges. We're asking the court for 60 days in jail term with credit for time served, all the run concurrent.
Okay, so I have, the plea agreement says July 7th, July 8th, and July 10th. There are 3 different incidences, all at Myron. Those are the pleas that he's pleading guilty to, correct? And then the other 3 are dismissed per plea?
That's correct, Your Honor. It's all the same scenario. Items were concealed in a duffel bag and exited the store without paying. Any restitution would be done civilly, Your Honor.
Okay, and sir, you understand that's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days and or $500 or 3 times the value of the property
Yes, ma'am.
on each of those offenses. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sutton, did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on this advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sutton, you understand that if you enter a plea of guilty, you'll be waiving the trial rights on this form. There will be no trial of any kind.
All right, before we get into the good parts, MB, Judge Shackelford, a part of she will sentence people to court watch. So you see this a lot in Judge Shackelford's court, where there'll be one or two people just sitting there, and they were sentenced to watch so many hours of court. So no idea, no idea. It's just something she does. Maybe to show them what court looks like. I don't know. This is what we do every day for fun, but these people are sentenced to it.
Yes,
Okay, and you understand that if you are on probation or parole, it could be a violation of your conditions.
yes,
Okay. And are you a citizen of the United States?
yes.
Knowing all of that, how do you plead to the,
Yep.
I'm gonna try and do these to some degree at once, because there are 3 files. How do you plead to the allegation of larceny from Meyer that occurred on July 8th of 2021?
Guilty.
How about the incident that occurred at the same location on July 7th of 2021?
Guilty.
And there's another allegation that occurred on July 10th of 2021. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
Okay. Has anyone forced you to get you to plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Okay, sir, so I'm going to ask you about each incident.
All right. This is about to get a little funny. It does get funny. Judge Shackelford drops in a couple one-liners that are pretty hilarious. Yeah, I'm the same way. I often wonder if the people that are in jail, are they allowed to just say, "Hey, I just want to sit here and watch"? Are they allowed to do that? Probably not, but I would at least ask. And Bobby, yeah, I just don't know who he is. I'm not throwing any shade at him. It was funny watching him talk to BSBT last night. I found it humorous. It was just weird. It was just weird. Okay. Okay, let's finish this Judge Shackelford clip up.
On July 7th, did you go into Meyer?
Yes.
And did you have an empty duffel bag with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you put items in that duffel bag?
Yes.
And did you pass all points of purchase, the cash registers with that those items?
Yes.
And did you do it with the intent to deprive Meyer of their property?
Yes.
And then again, on July 8th, did you go into Meyer on July 8th?
Yes.
And did you attempt to take property on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you go into the store and put some items in a bag again?
Yes.
Okay, and did you pass all points of sale?
Yes.
And did you do it with the intent to deprive them of their property?
Yes.
On July 10th. Mr. Sutton, at this point, you would probably start to realize you're not a great thief. On July 10th, did you go back into Meyer with another black duffel bag?
Yes.
Okay, it's not funny, it's kind of sad, really.
Just the way you said it, though, it made me
I
laugh.
understand, but so did you go back in 2 days later with another black duffel bag?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you fill it with a bunch of merchandise?
Yes.
And did you pass all points of sale?
Yes.
And did you do it with the intent to deprive them of their property?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Gazicki?
Yes, Your Honor, satisfied.
Okay, I'm going to accept the pleas as knowing and voluntarily given. I will do immediate sentencing. It's my understanding Mr. Sutton is incarcerated for another 2 years?
2.5.
2.5. Mr. Sutton, are you in for a larceny?
Retail fraud.
Okay.
That'd be a yes. Yeah, at some point he'd realize he's not a great thief. Now here's the thing though. He's in for retail fraud and he just pleaded guilty to 3 charges of larceny? Yeah, that's 4 times he's been caught. How many times did he do it where he wasn't caught? I'm gonna say more than once. It's probably more than the 4 times that he has been caught. Just saying.
All right, well, hopefully when you get out, you learn just how bad you are at stealing. You're getting 60 days on each of these. They'll run concurrent. So 60 days total.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep, have a good day.
You can hear the sincerity in her voice. Have a good day. Skiz Rock. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. From an old clip, but did anyone ask your dad mayo or butter? You know what? I did not ask him that. I did not ask him that. I Yeah, if you watch those videos with my dad on stream, what one thing you'll realize is if you ask my dad a question, it's gonna turn into a 30-minute answer. So you gotta pick and choose what you respond to. Yeah, yeah, he'll be back. He enjoyed it. He'll be back. And yeah, you guys can ask him every question your heart's desire. But yeah, next time it might just be me and him, and you can just ask him questions because we don't get through court cases. We don't. Uh, or he says something that I don't agree with, and I have to hold my tongue because I actually want to finish the court case. Okay, let's keep going. Anyways, Skizrock, thank you.
All right, so this is a citation. It was issued on July 18th of this year on 36th Street there over Isle Township, failure to yield right away. This is citation here, Mr. Mars. You have one of three options on this. A deputy, are we going to wait for another deputy on this, or are you going to? I see you and Deputy Colin. You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay with running this myself, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Mars, so you have one of three options here. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened. Or three, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
Fight it, because
All right, well, we're going to have a hearing. So, all right, so first thing I do is swear you both in. So anybody who might testify, go ahead and raise your right hand. You swear affirm that.
To answer your question, when I go on video, my internet sucks. Okay, my internet is really bad. So when I go on video, the sound doesn't match up with the clip. So unless I have a guest on, I won't go on video. It's just easier that way. The stream runs better. Yeah, until I get better internet, there's no point of ruining the stream for everybody just so you guys can see my face. And I don't really care. If you guys really want to see my face, I'll turn my camera on, but it's just the stream runs smoother with the camera off. You know, my computer doesn't like my face. My internet doesn't like my face. So, it's just something I got to live with.
Any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So, Mr. Mars, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the deputy. She has the burden to establish to me why you were issued a citation in the first place. But after that, you have the opportunity to either ask questions or testify in your own behalf. All right?
Okay.
And so with that, deputy, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense, explain the issuing of this citation.
Your Honor, so on the 18th of July, we were dispatched to an accident that occurred on the 142nd Avenue at 36th Street. 36th Street, which is where Mr. Mars' Chevy was stopped at the stop sign. There was a car heading westbound on 142nd when Mr. Mars failed to yield to the right of way and pulled out in front of the vehicle, causing that vehicle to get into an accident.
All right. And there is no stop sign on 142nd?
That is correct, Your Honor. There is a stop sign, though, facing southbound on 36th Street, which is where Mr. Mars was stopped at the stop sign.
Okay. And then, Mr. Mars, what is it you wish to tell me?
Well, I did stop. I looked west, I looked east, and if I may show you a picture. Is this the right picture? Yeah. Back here is up a little hill. And is up a little hill. And when I turned, there was nobody in sight. But when I got halfway across, that's when I saw the man or the car. And so I gunned it. I got in my lane, all the way in my lane. These skid marks are where he came across and hit me head on in my lane.
Okay, but sir, that's not how this works. So you had a stop sign and he didn't. So he has right of way. So even if you made it to your lane of travel, what he's trying to do is avoid an accident with your vehicle, and he cannot avoid an accident with your vehicle. The fact that there's an accident with your vehicle means someone didn't yield the right of way. He doesn't have a stop sign, you do. You would always get this ticket.
Well, may I please ask, then are we supposed to just stay at home? No,
No, sir, but you're
sorry.
only allowed to make a turn when it's safe to do so. And
There was
if there is,
nobody, when
sir,
I
you can
pulled
say
out,
that,
there was
but the
nobody
prima facie
there.
evidence, that it was not safe for you to make the turn is that you actually had a collision with another vehicle.
There was nobody, like I said, there was nobody in view when I pulled out, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay. I understand you're saying that, but you either didn't see them or you didn't pull out fast enough. It's your responsibility at the stop sign to only leave the stop sign and make a turn because it is safe to do so. If there's an accident with another car that's traveling east or west, that will always be your fault because they don't have to make sure you're not pulling out. You have to make sure they're not coming down the roadway.
But Judge, the car just materialized out of nowhere. It is not my fault. It's not my fault. If you were in my car, you would have saw there was no car to the right. I turned left, and then all of a sudden it was there. It's not my fault, Judge.
That's the way yield works at a stop sign.
If I don't see them because they weren't there yet, how am I supposed to know they're there?
Okay, you're making a circular argument, sir. They were there, right? Because they hit you.
They were not there yet.
Okay, then you weren't looking in that direction when you pulled out, or you would have seen them in time. The only way that this could have happened is if they're traveling at such a high rate of speed, but the deputies are trained to do that. They can tell how fast the collision is. If it's that sort of high rate of speed, then they would start looking at the other driver. They didn't do that. Deputy, were any other citations issued?
No, Your Honor.
He hit me so hard, my vehicle turned a 180 around.
I understand that, sir. It's
because that car was traveling at the whatever the speed limit was, and you went from essentially a stop position and turned in front of them. Yeah, you probably got nailed pretty hard. Yeah, a lot of jokes in the sentence I just said. I understand.
Essentially, he was traveling at whatever rate of speed he was traveling down that road because he had the right of way, and then all of a sudden you're there. But I would find you responsible on this citation given the evidence that I listened to. Now, because you had a contested hearing, I will tell you this, you do have a right to say, I don't agree with what just happened there. I want to take this to what's called formal hearing in front of the district court judges with the prosecutor's office present. But to do that, you must do two things. One is you must ask for that within 7 days of today's date. The window of opportunity for you to contest this further closes after 7 days. And secondly, you must come in and post a cash bond in the same amount as the fine to guarantee your appearance at formal hearing. Do you understand your rights on appeal?
I understand the right, and we might as well just pay the ticket.
Yeah.
All right. Then we're all set for what we need to do here today. I'm going to go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
Yeah. Good to see you. Psychosaurus Rex, good to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying time on the Pacific Coast. Also, I want to shout out a couple people real quick. Sierra Maid. It is Sierra Maid's birthday. I do not know if she's here. If you are here, say hi. But it is Sierra Maid's birthday. Well, it was her birthday yesterday. It's also Lone Wolf's birthday. I don't know if Lone Wolf's here. Lone Wolf is probably lurking. Sierra Maid is probably lurking. So two very special birthdays today. So happy birthday to both of you. Hope you guys are having a great day. Okay, next case.
I don't know what the state's going to do, but Mr. Thomas is here.
Did you talk to the state?
No, I'm sorry. We have not. So I guess we're not ready.
I'm gonna call it State of Michigan versus Andre Thomas, case number 24-00164.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Andre Thomas.
Andre Thomas.
Thank you. Please take your hat off, sir. All right, Ms. McDuffie.
Your Honor, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sierra Fromm is present. I believe she may be here to request some changes to the bond conditions, but she is here. She's aware that she will be subpoenaed for trial. We also have a new bond violation from Mr. Thomas. So as far as I know, we're ready to proceed.
Mr. Thomas, are we going forward to trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and I've been very clear that there are no further offers after today, and you're here for a bond violation as well that we'll address today. Do you need to speak with your client before we go forward today?
Oh, is the bond violation the sober link?
Oh, wait till you hear what the bond violation is. Yes, it is the sober link. Miss White, it is a sober link. This is kind of hilarious. You know, when you get out of jail free card and it's a sober link, you know, some people blow dirty, some people miss tests, whatever. This is a new one to me. I'm sure it's happened before, especially when you have a device, but this is new to me.
Yes, I lost the sober link. That's correct.
Yeah, he just said it. He lost a silver link. This case was set up kind of weird. It's in 3 parts. For the next about 5 minutes, Judge Washington didn't say anything. I think she was just amazed that he lost the silver link. She didn't say a word for about 5 minutes and was just staring at her paperwork. No idea what was going on. But then she turned her camera off and came back. So yeah, cut that bit out.
All right, in this particular case, I'm gonna arraign you on a bond violation. It indicates that on August the 10th, you missed the scheduled test between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then on August 17th, you missed the scheduled test between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. You tested at 9:40, you were negative for alcohol, and then we received a report that
No, that's the interlock. The interlock device is connected to your car. So there's 3 types of devices you get for alcohol. There's the scram tether, which goes around your ankle and reads your body sweat for alcohol. There's the sober link, which is what this guy has, which is a portable breathalyzer that will beep randomly throughout the day, and you have to blow in it. It's like 4 or 5 times, maybe 6 times a day, just randomly, and you have to blow in it, within like 5 minutes of it beeping. And then there's the interlock, which goes on your car that you have to blow in before your car will start. So he had the little handheld device and he lost it. He physically lost it. Explain that to me.
he claims he lost his sober link, so he had not been testing. You have a right to have a hearing on these matters, at which time if it's found that you violate the terms of your bond, you could be subject to have your bond revoked. Do you understand, sir? Can you unmute, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Happy birthday, Wolfie. Happy birthday. I'm not going to sing for you. Nobody wants to hear that. You know what Wolfie loves? Wolfie loves it when you PM him. Everybody that has Discord, PM Wolfie and say happy birthday. Just blow his computer up right now. Just blow it up. he will forgive you. He'll be mad at me for saying it, but he'll forgive you. So you should do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Ms. White, do you want to speak with your client?
Briefly, Your Honor. Thank you.
We're gonna break up, miss. All right, the 14B District Court is back in session. The court will recall the matter of the State of Michigan versus Andre Thomas, case number 24S00164.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Andre Thomas. Mr. Thomas, can you unmute and state your name?
Andre Thomas.
Thank you. All right, Ms. White.
Mr. Thomas will admit to the violations with an explanation.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, sir, is it true that you violated your sober link by missing a schedule?
Yeah, it was recently Spade's birthday too. Spade's in the house. It was recently her birthday as well. So happy birthday to her also. A lot of people are having birthdays.
Scheduled test between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. I woke up late, Your Honor. With that being said, I woke up late, but I did it at 9, I think maybe 9:14 or something like that.
No, you didn't test on that day. There was no test.
That was the day the testing that I forgot. The testing that I forgot. I had lost track. I had woke up late from the 6 to 9. That's the one that I missed. I woke up late from 6 to 9 because I do work nights. And then I frequently just lost it.
Mr. Thomas, this is the stage where you either admit the violation or not.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
And did you miss a test between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on August 17th, and you didn't test until 9:40?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to that violation. Is it also true you lost your SoberLink device?
Yes, Your Honor. I was doing some moving from house to house and I misplaced it, which is why I've been missing the drops. But I have not been using it at all. I lost it.
I just told you that this is not a time for you to give me explanations. I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violations. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your
Yes, sir, I'm satisfied.
All right. Now, what do you want to say about why you placed your SoberLink and you haven't gone to get a new one? That's the more serious issue.
Well, the thing is,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Thomas.
well, as soon as Your Honor, the other two tests that I did miss, I woke up late on those two. I did wake up late on those two, ma'am, and I do apologize for those two. I'm acknowledging those, but I just lost it. Maybe the last time I remember doing was Saturday night, leaving work, and I was doing some moving because I'm in the process of moving out of my home, and I misplaced it and I wasn't able to find it. And then I also misplaced my cellular device, which is why I got a whole new cell phone number. I lost everything in that phone, ma'am. And I called Miss Sonia as soon as possible. I called her as soon as possible because I had to get a whole new phone, which was actually maybe Sunday or Monday that I got the phone. And I called the public defender's office. I got in touch with the public defender's office, and I was trying to figure out how I can get another one, or get forward from this, because I do work at nights, and ma'am, I was asleep, so I do apologize for the mistest. But I did lose the device, ma'am, which is the truth.
He did also contact Community Corrections. We're asking for 24 hours for him to go get a new device.
It's been way longer than 24 hours. He should have done that immediately. You don't get to not have a device for a week.
Yeah, that's the thing. You misplaced it. Okay. Let's take his word for it for one moment that he's telling the truth, that he lost it. He was freaking out about it. Wouldn't you be on the phone calling Community Corrections to get a new one? I would, because I don't want to go to jail. If whatever happens to me, I end up on a sober link and I misplaced it, I would be on the phone with them, my attorney, everybody, every second of the day until I get another one. It's a week later, man. It's a week later. That's why I don't believe a word he's saying. Nope. Nope. He was drinking and he's like, you know what? I'm going to pretend I lost this thing. What are they going to do? And I'll make up the story where I lost my phone too. Come on, man.
And then come in and say, give me 24 hours. That's not how this works.
That would be a miscommunication on Mr. Thomas's part and mine. He thought he was waiting on a call for me to say that he had to go get it, that it was okay to go get it. I told him no. I thought he was telling me that he was going to go get it. So we had a miscommunication right there. He did contact Community Corrections, but between me and Community Corrections, there was a miscommunication.
Well, you know who suffers because of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. McDuffie?
Okay, Your Honor. So I'm going to try to go in reverse order. So, well, actually, no, I'm going to start with this. So that Mr. Thomas knows, I don't know if he's personally laid eyes on the report that we have for him, but just so that he's aware, the difference between a missed test and a late test is that when there's a late test on a sober link, they tell us that. So it says for another one, he didn't test in the window, but he did test 40 minutes later or an hour later or even 3 hours later. They always will tell us when you eventually did test. So for the test that's missed, that means they don't have anything at all for that day. Second, Mr. Thomas, I think as he knows, right, I'm very worried about him because he has a drinking issue that he hasn't really been able to come to terms with. I understand it was obviously a big part of this incident. He had been in treatment before. I don't know if this was a relapse or something. And we had even the last violation where he was at a .088, the same pretrial. And Mr. Thomas had a few different versions of, I think, reality then. I'm going to ask a couple things of the court right now. One of them is that Mr. Thomas is switched to a scram tether versus SoberLink. And it looks like he had told Community Corrections that he was going to report yesterday for another device and to ETG. Sounds like he hasn't done that yet. I think that you may be past that anyway. I think a scram is probably the best solution right now. The other request that I was going to make is, I don't know if CCOP is something that Mr. Thomas can get involved in or if that would be helpful at this point, but I would really like to see Mr. Thomas get engaged with some treatment that the court is aware of, because I just worry about him, quite frankly. And I really want him to get on the right track here. And the last thing is that I didn't get a chance to say this earlier. Mr. Thomas's offer that he was rejecting, I just want to make sure because this is probably it. He's charged with DV second. That's a 1-year maximum penalty with potential jail time. For that offense, his offer was to reduce that to domestic violence first offense, which is a maximum 93-day penalty and no upfront jail. So the agreement for that plea was that he would not have any jail time to be served upfront if the court accepted that. Unless he were to, obviously commit violations further on down the line, and that was the result. So I want to ensure that Mr. Thomas is making a knowing rejection of that offer before we go any further today.
All right. Is that correct? He's knowingly rejecting the offer to reduce it from a 1-year maximum to a 93-day maximum, and except did you say 769.48?
Mr. Thomas would not be eligible because of his prior, but I can't. Yeah.
So, Mr. Thomas, do you understand that you're giving up the offer of a domestic violence first offense and no upfront jail? The U.S.
Yeah, I didn't want to plea. I mean, I don't want to plea. I'm take it to trial. I was unaware of this whole situation, so I'm taking it to trial.
How are you unaware of the situation? Even look at his attorney's face. Look at Miss White's face right now. She's just like, wait, what? Then look at Judge Washington. She has her head sideways, like, unaware of the situation. There's only so much you can do as a defense attorney. She already jumped on the sword for him. And that's not the phrase. That's not the phrase. What's the phrase? What's the lay on the sword? why can't I remember what that phrase is? Anyways, she already took the blame for him. She potentially kept him out of jail. Now he's saying, "Oh, I have no idea what's going on right now. What are you guys talking about? I'm in court. I thought I was hanging out with these beautiful ladies. What's going on? Huh? Love your hair, Judge Washington." Throw back to the guy last night. All right, let's go.
You say you were unaware of this whole situation. Okay.
When I got this situation, Miss, with all due respect, Your Honor, I was in court on another behalf that I just got released from. I did get off probation with that
Mr.
court
Thomas,
order.
we don't want to talk too much about this case.
I'm just trying to move forward. I'm just trying to move forward, Your Honor.
So you are rejecting the offer. That is correct.
I'm rejecting the offer. That's correct.
Thank you. All right. That offer is rejected. We're going to continue to trial, and that is on September the 6th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So you need to come prepared to pick a jury at that time. It is in person. So you need to be here in person at that time. In addition to that, sir, you report to community corrections within 24 hours and ETG test, as well as get placed on the scram tether. Do you understand, sir?
Ma'am, the scram tether, what is that? What am I pertaining to?
You
I
can
couldn't
talk
hear
to
that
your
last part.
attorney. You can talk to your attorney about all that. That is my order. You can talk to her about whatever you need to talk to her about, but that is what you need to do.
Would you like a quick breakout room, Mr. Thomas?
Yes,
If the
please,
court-
Sandra, please.
If the court will grant it, it's up to your honor.
Yes, you can have a quick breakout room with him.
Yeah, we're not going to see that jury trial. I think, did they say September 6th? That's today. Is that what she said? Yeah, maybe that's why Judge Washington wasn't on YouTube today. She was doing his jury trial. All right. Yeah, I have no idea where we're going next. But before we do Sparkle Poops! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships and welcome to the 5 new members. Thank you so much, Sparkle Poops. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're awesome, Sparkle. All right, let's go. Next one. All right, this is the only long one I have in this video tonight. This is about 15 minutes. And oh my gosh. So much confusion. If you need to use the restroom, use it now because you're going to be lost if you come back in 5 minutes and you have no idea what's going on. So person A yelling at person B yelling at person A, the judge trying to make 2 cents of everything that's going on. Judge Garcia, let's go.
All right, and then what is y'all's name? Okay, Turnkey versus Jessica. I know, I'm trying to get y'all out of here, I'm trying. All right, Turnkey, go ahead and get it started. What is the monthly rent?
So the monthly rent is $1,600.
Okay.
And it's just the rent, no subsidies or no late fees or.
Yes, ma'am. What is the total amount that you're seeking?
$8,000,
And what is this for?
for the month of April, May, June, July, and August.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Jessica, first of all, do you agree that your base monthly rent is $1,600 a month?
Yes, I do.
Second of all, do you agree that no payment has been given since April?
No.
Okay, what's your first payment that's been given?
I owe June, July, and August. And I was also very confused.
Okay, hold on, because let's get one answer first. Give me your receipts for April and May.
I mailed them to them. I've been looking, I'm gonna be honest, I have half of my stuff in storage already because I've been just confused with this company. Getting a hold of them, trying to get this thing situated. I met her for the first time on July 24th because I've been trying to get in contact with the Cynthia. Come to find out that Cynthia got fired. She was stealing people's money. All those other people that you probably have for turnkey probably already moved out before me, but I'm choosing to present all my information.
Okay.
I do agree though that it is June, July, and August. And on here, they state it in the back, but I don't understand why they're saying it in the front that I'm owing more. And then all these prices are incorrect. Like everything is wrong on this actual eviction they filed. Even my name is wrong.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so what is your name?
My name is Jessica Salceda.
Salceda, not Esceda. Okay, so let's start with that.
Everything is wrong on here, and I brought my lease also to compare everything.
Okay, so I can give you an eviction under a Jessica Aceda, but that's not gonna do no bit of good, because that's not her name.
It's not.
Okay, so,
And then I don't understand, when I did meet with her on July 24th, I told her, give me some time so I can collect these things, because I have been having issues like meeting with Cynthia when she was there, I don't have transportation, and she kept on telling me that I couldn't mail the money orders, and there is no way for me to get out where they're at. They're like practically by Bernie. There's no transportation there. And it's like, for me to certify mail it, it was gonna be $11. And she basically told me like, if you mail it regularly, that's at your own risk. But I don't understand that. I've been like, spoke to the post office and they said it should get there. And then they've also said that they've served me a 3 days notice. I've never even received a 3 days notice.
okay.
And
So
she
hold on,
claimed
okay,
that she
hold on.
sent one before we even spoke, when she came to the actual location.
Okay, so let's start off with, did you give the notice to vacate?
So there was already a notice given before I started, and I have it here.
Okay, let me see that.
Wait, what did I miss in chat? What am I singing? What am I singing? Hold on. What did I miss? Oh, the fun. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never sang that song. I don't even know that song. The final countdown. Never heard that song in my life. Never heard it. Never heard it. You know, Job did it best. Job did it best. They're illusions, Michael. Tricks are what. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to finish that line. Okay, let's keep going.
They've never had any.
Okay, but where's the notice to vacate? It's not
I
in here.
didn't bring it in there, but that was certified mail. I thought I brought the copy. I guess I did.
And I have multiple texts every time I've been trying to get a hold of these people.
Okay, hold on. So what were you gonna tell me?
So last time when I met with her, because it was the first time I was knocking on doors, she mentioned to me that, because she told me, I gave Cynthia the money orders, and I was like, okay, did you keep your copies? She said, yes, but they're in my closet and there was a leak not too long ago, so I don't know if they're still there. And I was like, okay, can you go check while I'm still like knocking on doors? So then I guess she went to meet up with me. I told her I'll be right there, like I'm still knocking on doors. So when I go back to her house, she's already gone.
I left her
Okay,
voicemail.
wait. Okay, so Jessica,
Yes, ma'am.
so if you paid April and May
Yes.
and you got money orders, the money.
I'm gonna have to dig.
Hold on. You got cash to pay for those money orders, right?
Yes.
Okay, that cash you pulled out of your bank, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so go to your bank statements from April and May, and let me see where you withdrew $17.50 from your bank to do that money order.
So my rent's not $17.50, and that's what I
Okay,
also didn't
or-
understand in the
I'm sorry.
eviction notice.
Okay, so then pull out where you pulled $1,600 out.
I don't have my cell phone with me.
Okay, I'm giving you chances to
No,
get
I
an
know
excuse.
that.
So either you find your cell phone and you get that money and you show me your bank account, or I'm gonna have to proceed forward because I gotta show proof.
I also want to represent that in the actual eviction, she even states that the last time when I started owing was June. So
Ma'am.
this is where I'm confused at.
On-
I am trying to like find myself, bring them to her, and I've even brought my call logs that they
So
haven't even
can I speak?
answered the phone.
I need you to calm down, okay? So Miss Jessica, on your eviction, she's got April, May, June, July.
Yes, and now keep going further back where it states she started being negative June of 2024. And that is what it is.
Okay,
Her amounts that they say I owe aren't correct. Nothing's correct. They even have two different prices stated in that whole eviction.
where's your phone at?
I didn't bring it with me. I came from work. Like,
So you don't have a cell phone with you?
I don't have it with me, no. I
And
don't.
you left it at work?
My cell phone and my work phone are both on my desk. I'm already like not in the best terms at work because I was off for about a month for a head injury, and it's like, I told them I had to come here and everything, and I was in a rush.
So If I do 1,600 for 5 months, is the months she's telling me, it equals 8,000. So that's what they're asking for. So again, Miss Jessica, you've known about this eviction. I need you to show me some proof that May and April were done. The only other thing I can do is split the baby and give you credit for 1 month and account you for the other month.
I mean, I guess, but I mean.
I know what you mean, but I'm not gonna just sit here and take your word, because if that was the case, everybody would be saying they paid it and they paid it. You were served with this eviction since July. You've had time to get all your paperwork ready to present to me. So April, May, June, July, August, I'm gonna take April out and we're gonna start with May. May, June, July, August is 4 months. May, June, July, August is 4 months of 16.
That's not right. I know I have the money order receipt somewhere. Judge, it's not right.
You said that the name was incorrect on the eviction.
I'll give her eviction. If it's not the right name, then she can do whatever she wants with it. I can't just dismiss a case because it's under the wrong name. If she wants to continue with the case under the wrong name, that's gonna be on her. Okay? So.
Y'all literally know that. Y'all do know that. And that's why all the other people are moving out, because y'all been saying people over in. And y'all know that that's wrong.
All right.
Tell her about this abuse stealing money. Like, that's so messed up.
Ma'am, that was before I started. I'm not aware of this.
It's true though.
So, turnkey. You've got a Jessica Aceda with an A. Okay? We can go forward with this eviction and I can grant you the judgment, but it's going to be against a Jessica Aceda, not Saceda. Okay, so what do you want to do?
So is that, can that be changed, or do we have to refile?
Yeah, you're going to have to modify it and get a research.
And by doing that, we have to pay?
$85.
I guess we're gonna have to do it.
Okay. All right. So then I will reset this 2 weeks so that you can modify it.
And in this 2 weeks, am I able to get in contact with them if I find my receipt? Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna reset this 2 week. Miss Jessica, I understand you've got a lot to say, but you need to understand that too, you've had ample time. Go to the storage and go find your receipts.
It's not even that though. Literally in the lease, I literally brought my lease because there's a section saying that they have so many days to fix certain things since I've moved in there.
Okay.
My AC has been broken and I brought all these text messages. Jessica Walsh kept on emailing me saying that I needed to turn these things in properly. I have a CPS bill that's $2,000 because my AC doesn't turn off.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something right now, Miss Jessica. If you're really that concerned, then you need to start opening up a book and start looking at what your rights are. Because the first thing they're gonna tell you is before you complain about anything being fixed, you gotta be current on your rent. Nobody is gonna listen to you if you are not current on your rent. I don't make the laws, the legislation does. So if you have an issue with the laws, write your legislation. Okay, but right now, I'm telling you right now, if you go look it up in any code, any property code, any repair and remedy code, the first thing they're going to tell you is you got to be current on your rent.
I was current when I first complained.
But you're not current now. Okay? So I don't make the rules. I'm just saying.
According to their lease, it says that.
Okay.
And I've been trying to contact them since January.
Okay. Then if you feel it's in your right, go talk to legal aid or go hire an attorney and see what your rights are. That's all I can tell you.
What money? I have 2 kids.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. All I hear, I'm trying to give you answers, and all I hear is I can't because of this and I can't because of that. There's legal aid out there in the hallway. You can go speak with them and see if you fit into the bracket of where they can kind of help you out financially. They work on the brackets that you are in financially. If you need to speak, you need to come up here because I'm not going to listen to you from the back. Come up here if you want to speak.
Oh, you guys thought this was over. You did. I saw the look in all your faces through your text. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm just going to pretend it is. But yeah. The P gallery. This is like asking someone from chat, from our chat right here, right now. Oh, you're criticizing me? Come to court right now. Let me hear you talk. This is I got to stop laughing at this. Okay. Compose yourself. We're still watching court. Let's go.
She does have a decent job. This is my sister. She has seizures. She split her head open, having a seizure at work. You can see the scar on her face. It just happened literally a month ago. And about 2 months ago, sorry. And she just got a promotion to make $24.
I'm not saying she don't have a good job. She's the one telling me she can't afford it, not me.
No, it's just, I've been trying to communicate with you.
And I know you have.
All my text messages, my phone records and everything. And it's like how I'm trying to help myself. I am trying to advocate for myself. Sorry.
No, you have every right to.
And you know that you met with me and I left you that voicemail. I said, hey, I have pre-existing things to go do right now. You said you were going to be coming over.
Erica, how cringe was your brother last night? Hopefully you watched that. I was trying to be nice to him earlier when I first started the stream and he was here. I was trying to be nice to him. But how cringe was that? That was terrible. That was the worst debate I've ever seen in my life. Just saying. Just saying. Nothing against Fraudulent Troll, or I don't even remember whose channel that was hosted on, but I'm not saying anything bad about them. I don't know them, but that was the worst debate I've ever seen in my life. It was bad. It wasn't even a debate. It was, let's all go watch someone dump on BSBT for 30 minutes. It's like, I mean, at least have a conversation. At least ask some questions. Get something in. Get some insight. You know. But no, there was none of that. All right, I'm not gonna bring it back up. I talked about it enough at the beginning of the stream when he was here. All right, let's keep going. Oh, BSBT had a debate last night with Fraudulent Troll. It happened at the same time as my live stream, so I didn't see it live. I went back and watched it after the live stream, but it wasn't a debate. They weren't debating anything. It was Fraudulent Trolls telling BSBT how terrible of a person he is for 30 minutes. And then KFAR came up and said, hey, you're not a good person, but at least I'm trying to help you. Take my help. And that was it. That was the debate. Yeah, again, nothing. I have no beef with KFAR, Fraudulent Troll, or the moderator of the debate at all. It's just, it wasn't a debate. It wasn't. No idea why that. I didn't. There was no point to it. There really wasn't. All right, let's keep going.
And then you can check your call log. I've called you multiple times and you never called me back.
We waited an hour. We had to take her to a doctor. I mean, we sat there because I picked her up from work. Her son texted her and said the lady knocked on her door and said she's found her property, and she told her son that she'll be there.
No.
All right, BSBT was in front. So this is how I was introduced to him. He was in front of Judge Slavin. He's a First Amendment auditor, aka frauditor. He's one of those people that film the police and yells at them, which is why we call him a frauditor. But he has a channel. It's called Broken System, Broken Trust. You can look it up. That's the only time I'm going to say his name to somewhat promote his channel. But he was in front of Judge Slavin for, I don't know. I don't remember what the charge was. Police interference, something along those lines. And Judge Slavin had to recuse himself off the case. Sorry. Recluse was in my head. He had to recuse himself off the case because BSBT threatened him. It was, like a third party threat, but it was still not a good thing. Not a good thing. And it was kind of everywhere. Judge Slavin saw it, recused himself off the case. He got moved to Judge Shackelford instead. He goes in front of Judge Shackelford, demands a jury trial, then doesn't show up for his jury trial. So he has a bench warrant out for his arrest after asking for a jury trial. So everyone showed up for this jury trial. They had a jury, everyone was there, and he didn't show up. That's who BSBT is. So he's a stand-up gentleman. He really is.
She gave me a phone number to call her, but I saw her down the way.
She was across the way on the other side of the house unit, and she walked over and spoke to her, and she told me to wait because she's been having issues with her neighbors on meth heads. They've been.
And that's
Okay,
what I'm
okay, okay,
saying.
we're not
You know,
getting
when
into
you
that.
say that, I literally have a restraining order against my neighbor who threatens me
And she
every
told
day.
her that maybe it's in your best interest that you leave
I
for
am
your own
trying
safety.
to. I was literally gonna, I know you say that you're giving me 2 weeks to reset that, and I do appreciate that, but then like, never mind.
Well, it's for her to modify it, but in those 2 weeks, yes, I need you to go speak with the city of San Antonio so that they can see if they can relocate you or give you any additional resources. Because right now, for your own safety, that is not a place you need to be. You've got a restraining order against your neighbor, okay, and you got kids. So I need you to go speak with the city. We also have legal aid out there in the hallway. Use the resources that we're providing you, okay? Now, I don't want to hear, I can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I know it's hard, but yes, you can do it. Do you understand? I don't want to hear you can't. You understand? Yes, you can. Use the resources that we have out here. Utilize what we are giving you to help you get out of the situation. Yes, you can do it. Do you understand? Okay. All right. Turnkey, I'm going to reset this for 2 weeks so that you can amend it, figure it out, dismiss it, go forward. I don't care what you do, but I need you to figure out what you're going to do on this because the name is wrong on here. Okay. So even if I do go forward, there's absolutely nothing you're going to do because it's under a completely different name. Okay. So, but I'm not dismissing it. I'm resetting it. So in the meantime, if y'all can try to work something out, great. If you can't, you can't. I can't force anybody to. But in the meantime, you go do what you need to do. Go speak with the city. Go speak to legal aid. Go do whatever you need to do. Okay. Don't leave here until you get what you need out of here. Okay. And then I'll reset that so you can correct it. All right. Thank you guys. Turnkey, don't forget this. Okay.
Yeah, will you mail the thing?
Yes, we're going to mail you a notice. Yes. Go into that middle room. Joe's going to be waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, that one was wild. That one was. Sorry, I kind of threw in the BSBT stuff during that case. I probably should have waited till now to do it. I apologize. But also, one last point on the BSBT, Psychosaurus Rex. Just to complete the full circle, not only was BSBT in my chat earlier, Erica is his sister. So Erica is the one hanging out with us now, and that is his sister. She's awesome. Erica's awesome. BSBT, a weirdo that, you know, we let come in the chat because he says some interesting things at times, and I like poking fun at him. It's, sometimes it's the most entertaining part of my evening because I've seen all these cases before, right? So when BSBT jumps in, sometimes it's like, hey, I can poke fun at somebody and everyone's gonna laugh with me because I don't like poking fun at people. Katie Zed, what's up, Katie Z? Good to see you. I was watching you last night. Was it last night? Was it the night before? I don't even remember. Last night was the BSBT thing. Okay, let's stop talking about BSBT. I have said that name way too many times tonight. If I say it again, I'm gonna Beetlejuice him and he's gonna come back. Katie Z, good to see you. Sorry, Katie Zed. You're probably Canadian. I gotta say Katie Zed. You weirdos. All right, we're going to the last one. Last case is Judge Goggins. Yeah, this is another weird one like the one we just watched. All right, let's just keep going. Let's finish the clip, or let's finish the video. Let's have a great weekend.
And let's see, how about Riverside Crossing versus April O'Malley?
Hold on.
Okay, April, it looks like Van Duker.
Then why is it Katie Zed? Why is it Katie Zed then? I mean, just saying. Why is it Katie Zed? I'm waiting. I will wait. That's the only thing that makes sense. I thought you were Canadian with the Z. I mean, I don't know. Is it supposed to just be KDZ and you just did a little play on words? I have no idea. A play on letters, I guess. That's your last name? Your last name is Zed. All right. That might be the only time that I will say I'm sorry for that. See, that actually makes more sense. I thought KDZ were your initials and you were Canadian, so you just put Z instead of Z. You know how, Canadians and I don't know, anyone in England says Z instead of Z. I thought that's what that was. All right, now we know, and knowing is half the battle. Yeah, GI Joe. All right, let's. I don't. I got nothing. Let's keep going. Now I'm kind of embarrassed, but I think it's hilarious at the same time. Okay, let's go.
Is that same person?
I changed it on my lease a few years ago when I got divorced, and they never changed it to my maiden name.
Okay, all right. So we use Van Duker, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Am I saying it even close?
You're correctly, actually.
Oh,
Not
good.
many people do.
Okay. Do you wish to speak with legal services?
No, I have my rent money. It's just everything that's going on in the park and management's not taking care of it, and I'm fed up with it, so I put it in escrow.
Okay, well, with that, do you want to speak with legal services anyways, or if you got something worked out with them?
No, honestly, I just like to be able to speak to someone about management, and every time I ask for a number, she don't want to give it to me, and I have no way to get hold of corporation to let them know that my house has been broken into, my shed's been broken into. I have Montrose police that will testify of how management don't do their job here. You're more than welcome to call Officer Abby about it. And I had to get a storage unit because people are breaking into my shed with a lock on it, and nothing's getting done. I have video, I have pictures, I have cops next door constantly fighting because of my neighbors. It's just getting worse and worse in here. Nothing's getting done. I don't know how to get someone's attention.
Okay, Miss Karubi, if you're there, I guess, is there somebody she can at least contact over there? I don't know how you guys are doing it.
How about she can give me a call if she
Oh,
wants? This is the
okay.
first I've heard of it. So if she has a pen and paper, I can give her my phone number. She can give me a call and we can address those concerns.
Okay.
I've been begging, and I've submitted a whole bunch of emails and everything to the courts last week, Thursday, to prove my point about what's going on here, and
Okay.
I'm just fed up.
Yeah, well, Miss Karubi, the attorney,
Yeah, you send them to me. Send the documents that you sent over to the court because I'm not in possession of those. My phone number is 248
Okay.
851
851
8000.
All right.
No. I think that's I'm. I got to be careful because I was just about to make a really bad joke. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't think red wine's her last name. I think it's actually more of a blend. All right, I'm done. I may lose my channel after that joke. All right, let's go.
and with that, are we still proceeding then? I'm with the rental portion of it. Van Duker, is that?
Your Honor, yeah, I can give you the number so she knows how much she owes right now.
Yeah.
We've got, including court costs, we have $2,190.04.
I shouldn't have to pay court costs considering that I put my rent in escrow and I've been fighting with her for over a year, which I have emails about. So I shouldn't have to pay the court costs considering this is how I have to get someone's attention for something to get done every year.
Yeah, and honestly, Ms. Vander, if I've got to make a decision, I'll make decisions. But from what you're telling me, if it's based on criminal activities, I'm not going to hold that necessarily against the park either right now. Yeah, they've got a right. If I say that you owe the rent, they have a right to claim their court costs. No, that's all.
I have to pay the court costs considering that they're not doing anything about these teenagers for over a year now, just creating all these criminal activities. I even got the police on my side.
Okay, well, if we're going to proceed right now, then I'll just make some decisions. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Kruby, I guess, did you want to address, that issue with your questions? Okay.
I do have the property manager also on Zoom. I believe I did see their name on there. This is the first time I'm hearing of any criminal activity. However, while the plaintiff does have a duty to create a safe environment, they don't have the power to refrain from the power of protecting everyone from criminal activity. And I don't have any knowledge or information excuse me, pertaining to whether this criminal activity came within the household, if it was occupants of Miss O'Malley, or I apologize, I said your, I didn't state your maiden name. So I have no information pertaining to that, but not withholding that. I don't think that has any relevance based on the rent that is owed, unless it had to do with repairs or habitability issues of the actual.
You've got your witness here. As long as let me just, I guess, speak to her too. Where?
I'm here. I'm Cindy.
Oh, there you are, Riverside. Gosh, you're right in the middle of my screen. I gotta avoid that. Yeah, why don't you do this for me? Can you raise your right hand there for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give me the truth?
Yes.
And I know, Cindy, I've had you a lot of times. What's the last name? Cindy?
Macaravage.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't remember that. Too long for early in the morning. Are you aware of at least some things going on where there are complaints about criminal?
April had sent me several videos of kids out after hours.
Yeah.
I met with, I want to say 6 sets of parents in my office. They viewed the videos and said, yeah, that's my kid. We caught them sneaking out at night through April's videos. Yeah. It's all been addressed.
I got kids 3 weeks ago going through my yard. I sent you. Going through my stuff. When I was at
walking
work.
through your yard. And I've addressed a lot of parents with their kids. I've evicted a family over them coming through your yard and their kids were unsupervised. I evicted that family. We accommodated you by moving that stop sign up so that people weren't cutting across there. I've done everything I can, April.
I even had to take cameras, Sydney, and then I had to get rid of my shed because kids are breaking in it and inconvenience myself and go get a storage unit. And then 3 weeks ago, it just
You didn't tell me you were getting broke into your shed. You said you did no longer want your shed and you were going to storage.
It's in the email if you would have read it.
Well,
and none of this came up until April was given a letter that we are not renewing her lease come December.
I submitted about an inch worth of emails to the courts on Thursday stating otherwise.
All right. How do you explain an inch worth of emails? I mean, subject lines? Because then it's not going to be that big. Then you just have one subject line. An inch worth of emails. I'm guessing she means she sent a lot of emails that maybe if you printed them out, it might end up to be an inch worth of paper. But an inch worth of emails, that's like an analogy that I would say. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, also, this is a mess. This tenant allegedly has put all her rent in escrow though. She's been paying it to escrow. But yeah, she's still getting evicted.
Stating, I'm sorry, Ms. Vander, stating otherwise how? Well, stating what?
Those emails since last year in November of me complaining to Sydney. So she can't say it's been almost a year now of this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you brought him up. His case only lasted like 10 seconds. But when Judge Goggins does these dockets, they generally go for 4 or 5 hours. They are very long. And he keeps flashing his ID. And I have not been watching him. I really hope this isn't a video where he flashes ID. Because he'll pull up his ID. And I think it's a military ID. I think that's why he's flashing it. But he'll be sitting there. They'll call a case. And he'll just pick up his ID and put it to the screen so you can see his ID. No idea why he's doing that. This John E. Boone dude. And he's wearing like a tuxedo shirt. Like the actual shirt you wear with a bow tie underneath a tuxedo jacket is what it looks like he's wearing. Man, no idea. No idea what his issue with those. David! No, it's not David. It's Dave Mid. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Dave Mid. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That is awesome. All right, let's finish this up. We are almost, we're almost finished. We still have like 6 minutes left of this case. Okay, let's go.
About the criminal activity.
Yes.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of emails I submitted in a folder to your guys' courts last week.
And I do have a folder. I just didn't know what you were talking about actually. Okay.
To support my allegations. I have all the emails, so she knew. She knew about the kids lighting sprinklers near my house, almost catching my house on fire last year. There's a lot of things that have been going on and piling up that she knows about that is not getting any.
It's all been addressed.
Lighting sprinklers? She's lighting sprinklers and catching her house on fire. Okay, I think she meant sparklers. Unless you have those industrial size sparklers, I don't think the sparkler is going to light your house on fire. Is it possible? Sure. But yeah, it's a sparkler, man. It's a sparkler. It's hard to light another sparkler with a sparkler. Your house isn't going to get light on fire by sparklers. Now she's turned into a Karen.
With residents.
And I have
my parents have been addressed.
That's why kids are still going through my yard and my stuff 3 weeks ago.
And I had to ask you to please have your child stop cutting through yards.
Actually, my child go
Okay,
through that.
guys,
But the
hold
parent
on.
child's okay.
Hold on, I'm not gonna have you two arguing between you, both of you. Ms. Van Duker, did you file a police incident report as well?
I have, yes.
Okay, all right, so the police are involved. Ms. Karubi, anything you wanna, I guess, argue for me with regard to the court costs?
Very briefly, Your Honor, this is not a termination of tenancy matter. This is a non-payment of rent, and under the lease agreement that the parties are bound by, there's no obligation of the landlord to have to sit here and prevent other children from entering into the backyards of other residents' homes. And as the property manager has testified, they've done everything that they can, but they've even evicted other individuals because of this matter. If the defendant feels unsafe there, she can certainly talk to me and we can try and figure out a way if she can try and leave before her lease expires. Otherwise, this is, again, Your Honor, a non-payment of rent matter, nothing to do with a termination or anything regarding criminal activity.
Okay, and Ms. Karubi, if you've got both figures for me, can you give me the one that's for the rent and then the court cost, just so I know what I'm dealing with?
Yeah, absolutely. We have $2,022.04 for rent. We have court costs of $168. Total is $2,190.04.
Okay.
We didn't even get to September. How am I'm only a month behind.
We are in September.
But I'm saying September rent isn't even due to the 5th.
Well, technically under the lease, it's due on the 1st. They just provide, I believe, if the lease does, it provides a few day grace period. But rent is due on the 1st.
All right, we need to throw out a giant PSA so everyone that rents understands this. Your rent is due on the 1st. There is a grace period. That doesn't mean it's till the end of the grace period where it's due. It's due on the 1st. They give you a grace period without late fees. So if you pay rent on the 2nd religiously every month, you could still get evicted for paying rent late. The grace period is just for late fees. You're still technically paying late, even if it's a 2nd and it's due on the 1st. Just saying, people need to wash that out of their heads. Grace period doesn't mean you're paying rent on time. All right, soapbox over.
Of each month.
Yes, from bet you I have a copy of it right here too. Let me just check.
The judgment for 1,056.
That's because that was for when the summons and complaint was filed and the rent was paid through July 31st. So now we have August and September rent, which is why it's an increase in the amount.
I do see that September's rent is due and owing as well. Grant judgment for plaintiff in the amount of $2,022.04 with regard to rent owing for both months. Also, court costs are reasonable, $168. I do find, based on testimony's totality, the police have been notified with regard to criminal activity in the establishment as well, both, I think, based on what I've heard from management side too.
All right, the video is almost over, so I got to make sure I get these. Wixom, thank you. Here you go, Colin. A little something for the tip jar. I'm 3 years younger than your dad. For me, it's butter over mayonnaise. I didn't ask him. Knowing my dad, my dad doesn't eat grilled cheese. He doesn't eat cheese. He. I don't. From what I remember growing up, he's never eaten cheese. I don't know if he just doesn't like it or he just doesn't eat it. If it's accidentally on his burger, you know, I've accidentally cooked him something with cheese on it. He just eats it. He doesn't complain about anything. But he doesn't eat cheese. So yeah, butter or mayonnaise on a grilled cheese sandwich. I don't even know how he would answer that. He's probably never even thought that mayonnaise on a grilled cheese was a thing. Would be my guess. No idea. No idea. But since it came up earlier, I feel like I had to answer that. And then Sparkle Boots, Wixom, wrong. Mayo on the outside of grilled cheese, period. Wixom, I gave you more credit. Sparkle, Sparkle. How does it feel to be absolutely wrong? Just asking. Asking. I've never been so wrong before where I felt it. And this is the state you're in right now. Because you're saying mayo on a grilled cheese. Yep, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Team butter, abso-freaking-lutely. Oh, okay. Let's finish this video up. No worries, Nancy. No worries. You gotta hang out on other channels sometimes. Okay, let's keep going. Let's finish this up. You guys are awesome. There's like 3 minutes left of this clip.
Riverside Crossing, they're taking reasonable steps to notify the police when incidents have occurred. They've actually evicted one tenant from
We would call the
because of
officer.
incidents. So
Because Officer Abby would back me up completely on this.
it's not that I'm not doubting what you're telling me. It's just that they've got a right to do.
All right, Katie Zed. I know you didn't watch my grilled cheese cooking stream where I made the world's best grilled cheese. So here it is. We have 2 pieces of rye. Doesn't matter if it's light or dark. Butter on the outside, obviously. People that do mayo is weird. You're weirdos. You're weirdos. And I've had a mayo grilled cheese before. Doesn't do anything. To be honest, it tastes exactly the same to me, but I'm not going to do that because that's just weird. Anyway, so rye bread, Swiss cheese, pesto, Roma tomatoes. Done. Best grilled cheese you'll ever have in your life. It's amazing. Okay, I'm going to let this video play out. There's only about 2 minutes left. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And thank you for listening to my rants. I've ranted a lot tonight. Thank you guys for the super chats, the gifted memberships, the membership milestones. You all are awesome. One last shout out to Lone Wolf. Happy 50th birthday. If anybody has not sent Lone Wolf a direct message on Discord, please do so. He loves direct messages saying happy birthday. He loves his birthday every year. He told me personally he wishes to get 1,000 DMs saying happy birthday. So if you haven't done that already, jump in Discord, DM him and say happy birthday. He will thank you for you. He will thank you and then yell at me. So you're safe. Also, Sierra Maid, happy birthday to you. And Spade, happy birthday to you. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. I'm going to let this video play out. And I'm going to go see who we can raid. I'm not sure who's on the list. So we'll go see who we can raid. But I will see you guys not tomorrow, Sunday. I'll see you guys Sunday. First NFL. Yep. Bengals play at 1. So it's not going to mess with my streaming time. So I will see you guys on Sunday. Okay. I'm rambling. You guys are awesome. Enjoy your night. KCC raid. All right, we'll raid KCC. If she's on, we'll raid her. Okay, you guys are awesome. Until next time, bye.
What they reasonably can, but it's a criminal activity, and they can't control every criminal activity that happens either. So I'm granting the judgment in the amount of $2,190.04.
All right, I just said bye, but then you just brought this up. Katie Zed, message me or email me so we can get some kind of line of communication. Because I play landlord tenant cases multiple times a week. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them on deck for this weekend. So, yeah, just hit me up. I'll bring you up. We can have a fun little go back and forth. Absolutely. We can have a real conversation, not like the debate from last night. Not going back to that. Okay, now I'm done. Bye.
Allow a writ of eviction after 10 days, September 13th.
So I owe $2,194.
Yes, in 4 cents. What, 2,190 and 4 cents.
Okay.
All right.
Can I pay that online through their site, or do I have to come into the courts and pay it? Because I work a lot too, so I need to know which way I need to go.
Either way, as long as you get it, have a receipt for your sake, just proof that you paid it, you know what I mean? That's all. But you'll get a copy of the judgment in the mail, but I'm assuming from Riverside's perspective, that's okay. She can just pay through their portal, can't she?
Oh, correct, Your Honor.
The portal is turned off when a resident is delinquent. The portal gets shut off, so I would need a money order, a cashier's check, and I do have a drop box at the front of the building.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so, but then it'll be turned back on once it's been paid. Is that what happens?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we'll do it that way, ma'am. I have any control over their computer portal that they use. So, but just do it by money order. Keep a receipt for your sake, okay?
All right. I will have to check in on Monday. Are they open on Monday?
Well, there's a Dropbox apparently. As long as it's in that Dropbox, just hold on to your receipt.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.